So what happens when you start falling in love? There's a kind of a maya of this Mahakali. And you just get infatuated, your ego get pampered or something like that, or you have certain ideas of a wife or something, and then you think, oh, that's the one for me. So in these cases, only two things can happen. Either you can be lost completely because of your wife or your husband whom you adore and admire, and you finished. I mean, your personality is finished. Or else, the another thing which is even more serious is that will completely break forever and hate each other. That's why they say that there's a love and hate relationship. How can love be hate? But it becomes because of this quality of the goddess, that she is on one side is extremely loving, extremely kind, extremely soft. She goes up to a point. And then she throws you on the other side. And that is why in these countries where people always fall in love, you see, they don't marry otherwise, unless and until they have fallen in love. In that, they cross all the maryadas also. In falling in love, they will marry somebody who is already married, or they will carry on with somebody who is not yet divorced, or also they will have marriages among themselves in the same household or something. All kinds of things they do. An old woman marries a young man, or a young old man marries a young girl, like that, all nonsensical things without any maryadas. And they do not stick together. They have no maryadas. So marriage is to create a maryada of your behavior. And this is the maryada which if you do not keep, then this Mahakali gets into it. So first of all, one has to be collective. The ones who are not collective, who do not attend every time a collective program, you might give suggestions that you would like to come for such a such thing. For example, I have already explained that you shouldn't talk. There are so many tapes which they have never heard. Just let them listen to my tape, then go into meditation, and then do the arti and finish it off. Because these tapes are to be heard again and again. Now those who get any questions out of those tapes can next time discuss it before starting the tapes. That's a very good thing, and that works. In India, nobody speaks. They just put my tapes on or show my video. After that, they just have meditation and arti. Finished. After that, nobody talks. But before starting it, they do it is to talk to each other and discuss the problems or discuss anything that they felt about the previous program. Because you have not come here to marry someone or to fall in love into something. You have not come here to get after some woman because she's your wife, or some man because he's your husband. You have had so many husbands and wives in previous lives. But you have come here for your ascent. And if you have come for your ascent, you have to keep a watch. How is your mind working? Supposing I say that you should have good married life. Of course I do say you should have good married life. But not at the cost of losing your ascent. It has happened with people. We have lost a complete, I should say, a city like that. Such stupidity comes up over people. So be careful not to get lost. You have not come here to have only a happy married life, but happy married life is just one step. But if that step is taking you away from the real path of your ascent, it's better to be careful. Also, we must understand the innocence means purity. Purity of thought. As I explained yesterday, I hope you understood the meaning of purity. Purity is to be understood much more by Europeans. Very important. Especially French. Because the whole society is suffering. Society can only be pure if the family life is pure. Not only that, but your relations with each other are pure. Like I was told that somebody fell in love in Ganpatipure. I mean, you go for a pilgrimage. It's like you have to go to buy a sari and you end up with a shaving stick. Is that stupid? You are coming to Ganpatipure for what? You are coming there for your ascent. It's a pilgrimage. But in the pilgrimage, I have never heard anybody falls in love with each other and goes to marriage. So this bhoot of falling in love must be given up in Sahaja. That is one of the biggest loads. And now one must understand that purity means chastity. Innocence means chastity. Not only physical, also mental chastity. You have to have mental chastity. If you don't have mental chastity, you cannot ascend. Actually, in the West, it is more mental than physical. It's a fact. And that's why their brains have gone off. And they are becoming just like, I think, potatoes now, I think. Because if you go on mentally imagining and playing around and working it out this way, it's going to be absolutely dangerous because it's all imagination. It has nothing to do with reality. The more you get into this kind of a nonsense, the more you become away from reality. That never means you should be dry. It never means you should be negligent of your responsibility. Does not mean. As I said, the sap. माझ्या पर्समध्ये खदिराची बट्टी आहे ती काढ. As I have said, that the sap in the tree rises, all right? Then it purifies, it nourishes every part of the plant separately in a different way. Like it's a mother, so mother. Father is a father. Sister is a sister. Brother is a sister. Brother is a brother. The brother-sister relations cannot become husband-wife relations. How can it be? Now, what happens really is that such a confusion in the mind, and it has created tremendous problems for us. Then the sap nourishes all these things and comes back. It doesn't get attached to something. Oh, she's my wife. So the first priority is my wife. Because I've said, of course, family life has to be all right. You must look after your family life. But that doesn't mean that you make everything suffer. That doesn't mean that your ascent should be finished. It cannot mean that. You are not like ordinary people. You are saints. And for the saints, the main thing is their ascent. Not their family life, not their material possessions, nothing. Nor their children, but their ascent. Once they ascend, everything will ascend with it. Understanding of chastity should be there. It can come to you very easily if you ascend. It's such a vicious circle. It is such a vicious circle. Now, first of all, you get your realization, all right? Now, you must know that Kundalini itself is the Mahakali Shakti. Because she is the primordial. Mahakali Shakti is the primordial Shakti within us. And the Kundalini is the Mahakali Shakti. And she remains as a virgin within you. And she is purity. She has the power to purify. All that happens when you get your realization. she starts manifesting her all beautiful aspects on you. Now the one who is sitting there is Sri Ganesh. Now people don't understand what is innocence is. Sri Ganesha is sitting there and he is the one who presides over Muladhara, even over his mother, because he's like a guard. And he is the one who tells whether she can ascend or not. Unless and until he gives permission, she cannot ascend. So Sri Ganesha gives the ascending sort of a, okay, all right, you can rise. And he stops all his work. You have seen me sitting for hours together. I don't have to go even to the bathroom or anywhere because Ganesha stops all his work. He's only worried now about the ascent. And on every chakra, he checks your purity. And then, accordingly, the Kundalini tries to purify. But when it reaches the mental level has all these funny ideas of romance, this nonsense, that nonsense. I was surprised the other day. There was a girl who was having a trouble with her husband of expressing her love to her husband after marriage. Before marriage, she was all right. So I told her, read some book where they have described the romance between husband and wife. So she said, there is no book I have known. Then I asked one professor to find out. He said, there is no such book. In Sahaja Yoga, the romance starts after the marriage. But also with Maryadas, not at the cost of Sahaja Yoga, not at the cost of your ascent. So all these ideas people have in the West, I know you are so much conditioned about it. So we say, now let us see, this is Samayachar, after all, we have to give all the benefit to them. Now we select people, we do everything. It's all the work of Mahakali, because you have to work on the vibrations. It's all the work of Mahakali. And after marriages also, some marriages do fail. The reason being, they do not know what is the purpose of their marriages. So the first and foremost thing of Mahakali is that she is purity. Absolute purity. And that purity, if we cannot imbibe within us, we cannot be Sahaja. Now this mind is so much conditioned, I know. Our children would be much better off than ourselves. But they won't have these conditionings as we have had. And so many problems can be just avoided if we really become pure people. I see in the other society in which I move, nobody seems to be safe. Somebody's wife is running with somebody's husband, somebody's daughter is running with somebody's father, somebody's running, a boy running with somebody's mother. Next day you find somebody else standing there, husband, wife. Or sometimes it's so funny that you can't believe it, how can it be? And everybody is in danger. A man goes to the house, he finds his wife run away with another man. Or a man goes for his work, he's run away with another woman. So she's the one, she gives you sthiti, the state. Sthiti means consolidation. Without your proper consolidation into your purity, not into your romantic life, you cannot rise. Like when we make the aeroplane, first we have to consolidate it, fix it up properly, work it out so that when it goes in the air, all its parts do not fly away with the passengers. In the same way, when we are ascending, Sri Ganesha does that. He just stops the action of excretion completely and the ascent starts. They are doing their work all right, despite the fact they have been insulted, they have been neglected, we have misbehaved, whatever we might have done. They are doing their jobs all right. You can see so many people getting realization. But what are we doing about it? We cannot be even collective. We cannot attend collective things. And look at them, how generous they are. They are extremely collective. They are extremely collective. To such an extent, that somebody supposing worships Shri Krishna, his heart will catch. Why? Because you must also worship Shiva. They are so collective and so much connected with me. So they are all collective in the same way you are also Devas, you also should be collective. As soon as you become collective, all these nonsensical things will drop out. All these ideas will drop out. You do not become collective because you have not dropped out all these things, or else you are afraid of dropping them out. So let us know what is our purpose. Our purpose is to ascend. And what is the Mahakali power is doing for us? She is giving you your ascent through Kundalini. She is purifying. She is giving you all the powers. She is protecting you all the time. She is giving you joy. But what are we doing for her? Her only desire is that my children should be saintly. That they should have beautiful qualities of a saint. That he doesn't fall at every woman, fall at every man. He's not so cheap, you see. And mentally especially. I mean, if the